just gonna wait for Momo to let me know. Okay, seems like we're good to go, so I'm just gonna do a countdown. So 5, 7, 10, go. Alright, so first we're gonna start with some cutscene skipping, which is really nice because we can skip cutscenes, but only the first 4 of them for some reason. I have no idea why they decided that, but that's cool at least because the introduction is really long. So we're gonna start off this run by firing some shots. There we go, firing shots. There's actually a reason, also hardcore parkour, I think. Yep, hardcore parkour. The reason is you want to holster your weapon because you move faster when you're holstered, and if you don't shoot in the beginning, then you can't holster. So yeah, also doors are optional. It's pretty cool. I can increase my volume if people want. Chat, going riot. You want me to increase the volume? Bloodthunner, what do you think? Should I increase volume?
I think Momo's gonna try some stuff, so for now just keep going, see if you can get it to work.
Yeah, we're not missing much anyways. This is just the introduction. We can break some glass.
The first mission does not really have a whole lot going on, except for some raspberry jam all over the floor.
We also get to shoot a padlock. That's like the most exciting thing about the introduction. I can increase the output volume without a problem. So I'm just gonna increase it. Momo, rip ears, everybody, I think. Let's go from 5% up to like 10%. Okay, let me know if I just blew everybody's ears up. Should be, like, at least other people, everything else should be higher now. My setup is quite low. I can also check my other settings, but we'll just continue for now. So just try and talk a bit and see if you're louder now. Blood?
What?
I just want to know if you're louder now, if people are still complaining.
I mean, I can always just start screaming.
Yeah.
If needed to.
Like double that.
Once we explain some of the things going on in this game, we just repeat the living hell out of it anyway, so...
Yeah, exactly.
That's why any percent is much cooler than the current patch, because you don't have to explain running through hallways constantly.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, chat is quiet now. We stopped the riot. Nice. Anyway, that's Paxton Federal, I think. We do not really care about the story in this game. It's not that great. But he likes jam or something. I don't know. It's pretty cool.
There's also a random refrigerator on the roof.
Yeah.
Not sure why it's there. You can't access it.
Yeah, it's a shame. Could go for a cold beer right now. Anyways, so then trigger for this level is walking in this room and then just waiting. So we're just gonna do some parrot roleplay. Gonna sit on this guy's shoulder
I'll be busy here for a
while he stares at us creepily. It's pretty cool. Also, the guy's name was Charles Hamburger. Pretty good name. So, probably should maybe introduce myself. I'm Swartt, so I speedrun this game, and my co-host, who you just saw run another great game, is Blood Thunder, and he can talk about himself if he wants.
Yeah, so between myself and Swartt, we've gotten this time down pretty quickly. When we were both learning this game, we watched a single segment run. Well, we thought it was a single segment run to learn the route, and then we found out it was segmented halfway through after accusing him of being a cheater for about half an hour.
Yeah, that was amazing. Also,
and our chat screaming at us.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Also, helicopters are bad, especially these guys, because they're gonna drop us off in front of this gate right here, or actually behind it. If they dropped us in front of it, it would be much better, but the pilot is an asshole, I think, or something.
Yeah, they drop you down and immediately tell you to go open the gate instead of just flying, a couple more feet.
Yeah, exactly. So here comes probably the hardest skip of the game. It's called Guard Boost. See if I can do it first try. Ah, I got it first try. Nice. It skips walking around and pressing a button, and also saves those guys, unfortunately. I would rather have them dead, but, what can you do? You have to save time, right?
Alright, so by jumping up, like, the AI's hitbox, you can just get an extra boost and get over the wall.
Yeah.
So,
We're
pretty
gonna see
weird.
that later too, I think.
There's a lot of physics-based tricks in this run.
Yeah, it's really a lot of face, and it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good game overall, actually. It's the best game coming out of 2005, actually. If you're wondering why this game looks like crap, it's because I'm running on the lowest, absolute lowest possible, without the editing files. So it's running on 800 by 600.
And there's actually one setting you can't turn down the lowest because it despawns an item that we need to boost off of
yeah,
later
exactly.
on in the game.
Yeah, probably should have mentioned that. Yeah, but everything else is turned down to the lowest. So coming up is something called a box boost. Hopefully I won't have to deal with enemies too much, but you never know.
Easiest way to describe this trick is basically a grenade or damage boost on an item, and then you just jump on top of it and ride it.
So just to be safe, normally I don't care about these enemies, but just to be safe I'm just gonna kill them. Because marathon.
Yeah, you don't want to do on-marathon safe strats in a run.
Absolutely not. Okay, so this
It's a
setup
terrible idea. Who would ever do that?
We would do segmented strats. Oops, I fell through the box. So we're gonna try and skip pressing some buttons. If I can get this trick to work. It's quite finicky. It's a big reset point for many people, and I lost all my air momentum. Okay, come on, I can do this. You probably saw this game last run by Wolf, Snow Wolf. There we go. That's how it should look. Much better. And he ran the current percent category, which is very different. I mean, very different from this one. You might want to go over the differences, Blood, or should I?
We can kind of split it up. The main difference we'll see coming up in just a little bit, but there's a lot of tricks that are the same. The biggest one that gets patched out is the ladder clip, which I believe is in the next mission right at the start.
Yeah, exactly. So
It'll let you get out of bounds really quickly, and it's silly.
It's amazing. So another thing that not a lot of people know is that there's backpack reloading in version 1.00, which this is run on. And in the current patch, they patched out that too, so you get some nice extra bonus features that aren't really that time-saving, but still nice.
What he means by that is if you holster your weapon and pull it back out, it's reloaded for you.
Yep, and here's Alma for the first time. She's pretty cute. Definitely one of the best things in this game. And cool guys looks at explosions apparently.
It's pretty sad that he's not getting the soft lock here, but you can basically miss the trigger being thrown through the window, and you sit in the end screen forever.
It's amazing. It's my favorite part. You just lie there, stunned. You can't really do anything.
He's alive.
So anyways, of course, we have a lot of allies and stuff, and when you always have AI companions, they're always useless, so they're just gonna sit around and do absolutely nothing while we go rescue the world, or save the world, I should say.
And they're always amazed that you go in alone.
Yeah.
Every single time.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah. It's pretty cool. So coming up is actually the start of the run, I'd like to call it, because we do something. I would like to take a short moment to appreciate the very cool, dim, grim, dark setting, and the very serious tone of this. Wait a second, I'm just gonna go hump this ladder a bit. So yeah, I started humping this ladder and now I can fly, which is a pretty cool thing you can do in this game. But there's something even cooler, which is a ladder clip, or ladder glitch, or whatever you want to call it, and if you combine the two, you can go out of bounds. So welcome to F.E.A.R speedrunning. We go out of bounds a lot with ladders.
So the airwalking mechanic wasn't patched out of the game. You can still do that in the current patch, but using the ladder to actually get out of bounds is something that we can only do in 0 or 1.0.
Yeah, and now we're gonna get some skeleton hugs, because who doesn't like that? Very spoopy. So coming up straight away is actually another ladder clip. This one is an extended ladder clip, which makes it even more fun, because now there's more things to do. So not only do we have to do a ladder clip, we have to turn around 180 degrees and get further away from the wall. And I might want to explain how the ladder clip actually works. So the airwalk, you you hold the jump, you spam, crouch, and use on a ladder, and it gives you the ability to fly. And the ladder clip puts you out of bounds, basically. And what you do is you press space, which unlocks the camera, or your movement, basically. So you can move around, and you're like in this climbing animation, so you're still you can phase through objects, basically. So what you do is you move your camera in a very specific way, and that puts you or normally at the right angle if you're good, and if you're bad like me, then it puts you to the wrong side, but that's fine. So yeah, that's how ladder clips and air walking works. It's pretty great. It's what makes up most for this 90% category. In the current patch, there's a lot more item boosting, or whatever you call it, to get out of bounds.
People always ask speedrunners how they find tricks and whatever. Getting out of bounds with the ladder is as easy as getting on the ladder and hitting jump. It just clips you out of bounds instantly. It's ridiculous.
Nice. I got the
probably why it's patched.
Yeah. So I got the 90 degree. There's a 90 degree extended ladder clip there. I just got first try, which is nice, because that's
probably the hardest one in the game.
Yeah, it's probably the hardest one in the game. It's pretty hard. Yeah, ladder clipping is probably the hardest trick in the game at the moment, until we find something more fun and dangerous to do. Whoops! I accidentally didn't jump, cancel my animation, so I'm just gonna redo this part quick. So if you go out of bounds without doing the airwalk, you just fall to a death plane below the map, and that's not really fast. So when we're out of bounds, we can't actually gain height normally, so what we do instead is we use staircases to gain height when we're out of bounds. We can still crouch to lose height when we do the airwalk, but we can't gain height normally. So you either have to do an item boost, or you have to find a staircase to get height on.
If you also save and load, and when you're out of bounds, you'll lose the airwalking glitch and just fall to your death. So at no point can you save when you're out of bounds.
And
it's all one shot.
I just did that to actually lose my airwalk there. I accidentally didn't kill a guy. So this is a forced combat section. The ending trigger for this level is killing all these dudes, and that's why I walked in there. See, there's one guy left.
Yeah, the only way to spawn in the enemies is to jump through the window. So you have to get rid of the airwalk so you can actually jump.
Yeah, so I get the mine while I do that. So it just makes this fight a bit easier. Normally you can kill 2 guys with it. If you're lucky. I wasn't lucky, obviously, but that's fine. Normally I'm not this low on health packs. Health management is not a big deal usually, but you can kind of get screwed over if you're unlucky or bad, and I'm both usually, so sometimes I eat a lot of health packs.
Health packs are more prevalent in the any percent run, the current patch percent run.
Yeah, we skip a lot of combat sections in the any percent run, so during current percent it's really important that you keep your health packs in check. But I know where a few extra are. There's backup safety health packs, I should maybe call them, that you can get, it's pretty nice. And it's usually not that much time wasting getting them. So now we're in a helicopter again, and like always helicopters are bad, which you will find out soon. But we're actually not going to do an out of bounds in this level for quite a while, because we don't start close to a ladder. So the first mission is going to be find a ladder. That's usually how the levels go in this game. You find a ladder, you gotta bounce, and then you walk to the exit. There are a few caveats, but that's mostly how it goes. Should probably also mention that the best thing in this game is the melee combat, especially slide kicking through doors. That's filled with enemies, because they just fly away. It like never gets old to me, the way people fly around when you kick them.
Yeah, for some reason the devs didn't realize that the melee was overpowered as all hell. If you punch somebody or kick them, they die in one hit, so
yeah,
it's usually faster just to punch them than it is to shoot them.
Yeah, if you're going towards them, it's usually faster just to like melee them. I personally like to use the pistol a lot. Let's see if I get... There we go, I got the good pattern here. So there's a few different permutations of enemy movement in this place, and I got the... oh god, this guy is blocking me. I got the good one, but then the guy ran forward instead of staying behind, but that's fine. You can get, like, if people get alerted, they do different patterns basically. And I got the good pattern here, which saves me a lot of headache and saves me a lot of trouble. It's coming up in the next level, because this level is about to end, is something called the Chester skip, which is probably the hardest skip in the run. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of jumps that go into it that each one's pretty precise, so messing it up is pretty bad.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not for a little while. And before that, we're gonna do something called a corner boost. Because this game is not broken enough, there's another thing we can use called a corner boost, and you're gonna see that soon. A very small version of it. In the current percent, there's a very long version of it, which is used to be the most painful thing in current percent.
It's still probably the most painful thing in current percent.
Yeah. So
it's the reason I won't do a run of it.
Yeah, apparently someone found a more consistent way of doing it, but basically you can zip through, zip up walls. If you have a scroll wheel, it goes faster. So I on scroll I down crouch and jump, and it allows us to do two things. We can keep our momentum or our speed through vents, and it helps with corner climbs and stuff like that, because you basically just spam jump when you do corner climb. And here is the skip itself. Let's see if I can do this.
Yeah, so for this you try to boost the ceiling tile upwards and then ride it out of bounds. But
Yeah.
there's only a certain area of the map that you can actually force yourself through the ceiling. There's invisible walls and whatnot.
And normally when we're out of bounds we have the luxury of airwalk, and now we don't, so we have to follow the edges of the map and not get inbounds, because that's gonna waste a lot of time if you get inbound.
And these walls we have to walk on are very pixel thin, very easy to fall off of.
Yeah. Oops, I got too much momentum. You have a lot of momentum in this game when you walk, so you slide a bit.
We're on the roof, heading inside.
Sometimes I use, if I need to, I'll just use some slow-mo for the corner, because you kind of have to do the same thing you do in Mirror's Edge when you go around a fence. You kind of like quickly turn back inwards, because the edge of the map actually blocks you, so you have to do a 180 circle. But that's fine, we got past it. It was pretty decent. I had to reload a few times, but that's
Getting out
pretty-
of bounds is probably the hardest section of that. So
Yeah,
getting that
it's-
first try is really nice.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
Saves a ton of time. And skips Chester, who is
Yeah,
the
it
most
skips
important
Chester.
character.
Yeah, we hate him. Also, we're in the hospital for some reason. There's a spoopy ghost behind us. But also you can corner climb on this thing. I don't know why, but on that thing you can also corner climb. But yeah, we are having visions or something, and they're not very nice. Also, here's the anger room. It's a pretty good room. We can play skeleton football in it. It's my favorite part of this run, I think.
There was a
You can
lot of
actually
danger in
despawn
this.
skeletons if you
Yeah.
hit them just right.
I actually did despawn one of them in the
I
elevator.
don't see any bullet holes. There's no brass lying around either.
Also, there's
Guys,
Alma looking
fire
at
a
us.
shot.
Most people don't know that, but she's like on one of the railings, or whatever you call it.
All right, buddy, get moving. Metal's gotta be
She
close.
just stands looking at you. Pretty creepy and pretty cute. So coming up is something that can go either first try or very wrong, and that's the bishop skip. And it's a pretty cool skip. It's not that complicated. You do some geometry, but
For how easy it is, it's a really big skip.
there we go. Third try, pretty bad, but could be a lot worse. It skips like 5 minutes of gameplay or something. It's like amazing. It's so easy, and it's so like saves so much time. See if we can see Alma here. There she is. Hello, Alma. Okay, so it's not gonna happen. A lot of glitches for a while, I think. I can't remember. Like I have no.
Yeah, there's a lot of walking for the next a little bit of gameplay.
Yeah, but it's fine. We get to do some quote-unquote optimized movements, which means boring part. But coming up is actually one of the most important parts of the run. Right when we jump outside this window, we get to meet Frank the bird, and then we kill Frank the bird. He's a pretty cool bird. His name is Frank. Pretty decent guy, actually. So there's some extra grenades and armor I pick up here. I usually don't go for this, but you know, marathon. Also, enemies are pretty dumb. Should probably note that. They can do a lot of damage and they can do very little damage. It all depends on how they feel. But overall, like, they're not that big of a deal in this game.
Typically, even if they do a lot of damage, it's not really anything to worry about.
Yeah.
At least in this patch of the game.
So what we saw there was something that I call optimized combat, which is basically we throw in a grenade in a room and it kills everybody. Grenades are pretty fun, and also, like, we play on easy, which means that we don't take a lot of damage, except all our self-inflicted damage is still on like normal or hard difficulty. So the most dangerous thing in this game is your own grenades. And
They're pretty much a one-shot kill.
Yeah, I threw a grenade once, but an enemy shot it out of my hand and instantly killed me. That was pretty fun. Probably the most dumbest stuff I've ever had in this game. That was another optimized movement, quote unquote. But yeah, you are a bigger threat to you than the enemies are. It's not a big deal though. You shouldn't really die in this run. It's not that hard to keep spamming health packs. And there's so many of them since we skipped a lot of combat. So more hardcore parkour there.
And a casual playthrough of the game, you actually get less health packs in the more combat-heavy zones for whatever reason.
Good game design.
Typically when you're just walking around, you'll find tons and tons that you can't pick up. You have a max limit of 10, but as soon as you get combat, there's none in sight.
Yeah, and this drop I'm about to do can kill you, so I'm gonna quick save. But normally doesn't, and I think we survived this time. And oh, look, a ladder! How nice! I'll probably just use it for out of bounds, I think. There we go. This is another easy one because it's straight 80 degrees, 180 degrees behind you that you have to turn. So coming up is probably something very... I don't know why I started my sentence like that. Coming up is a new ability we have, which is teleport. And I have no idea how it works, but if you combine water and ladder, you can teleport for some reason. It's pretty strange, but it's only used here too. But it's pretty useful.
This is one of the newer discoveries in the run.
Yeah.
Before you had to swim up actually in the water to gain height, which was also kind of interesting.
Yeah. Basically you're supposed to raise the water, but the water is still like in the level, just below the level. Also gonna bring this guy with us if we can. Unfortunately we can't because he's gonna go through the floor for a guy. I wanted to take him with me, but he just faced through the floor. Probably something I should mention is that all these elevators are kind of glitchy. You can basically fall through any floor of any elevator at any time. It's very easy to kill yourself by just falling through the floor of an elevator.
Luckily it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah, thank God it doesn't. Also, these guys noticed me very early for some reason, which is fun. Also, move out of the way, thank you. Gonna pick up some armor and health. It's pretty cool. Also, there's a lot of swearing. There might be a lot of flashing lights and a lot of nudity. So if that's your thing, then you should stick around. Also, that's Chester in the corner with the cactus. I have no idea why he's holding a cactus. He just does. He's also an asshole. Nobody likes him.
His name's not actually Chester, but that's what we call him because everyone's forgotten his real name.
That's kind of the joke in the community. We call him Chester because nobody knows his real name. And nobody cares, and everybody just hates him. But he is legitimately a douchebag, so you don't have to feel bad about it.
He actually makes a surprise appearance in the first DLC. I'm not sure about the second. And it's very forced for no reason.
Yeah.
And it ruins the whole DLC.
Basically makes the whole DLC terrible, like, in itself. That one part, like... Otherwise the DLC is pretty good, but just that one part brings it down so much, because it's so out of place. and makes absolutely no sense, considering the ending of this game. Spoiler: he dies. We think, at least. Also, he gave us the finger, asshole.
Luckily, in the DLC speedrun, you can actually do another chest or skip to get past them anyway. So
Yeah. Also, there's a lot of stairs here, or ladders, I should say. But the end of the level is above us, and it's like right at the end, so going out of bounds doesn't really save time.
it would actually lose you time
Yeah.
to set up the airwalk and then glitch out.
Exactly. So right there, we can't use it really. So here's my favorite level of the game. Oh, look, a ladder. Okay, so we were inbounds for like 10 seconds, and now we're out of bounds, so we're just gonna walk down the level. It's actually a really good level. It's really beautiful from out here.
And you're supposed to have your first little mini boss fight as well, but
Yeah.
we just go right past it.
And right around here is where the infamous corner climb is. One of these 4 pillars. You try and climb up it, and it's like really long, and the game ejects you before you get to the top, and it's just misery. So N% is much more nicer and much more forgiving than current patch. But yeah, this level is pretty cool. I like it. Also, you can see people from out of the... Whoops, how did I just go? There you are. Sometimes the game turns black, and I happened to turn to right when that happened, so I kind of lost myself, but yeah. Anyways, good level. Also, this turret is broken. In the previous level, there's like a bunch of turrets. Like the only enemy in the previous level is just turrets, so when you start this level, you see a turret come down and it's broken, you like, hallelujah moment, because the turrets do a lot of damage. It's pretty annoying to deal with, and they have a lot of health.
A war is coming. I've seen it in my dreams. Fire sweet.
Also more visions. And shrieking. I don't know why she shrieks, but she does, and it's painful.
This way.
Never gets old. Kicking people never gets old. Also more optimized combat.
This area is all about running past people and hoping you don't get hit too many times.
Yeah. These guys really like shooting, and you don't really like getting shot at. Thankfully there's some armor and stuff you can pick up along the way, but it's a lot of run and gun without the gun. But it's pretty cool. I like it. You can shoot some people if you really want to.
And it's kind of weird. You can actually jump out some of these windows to get down to an area you're supposed to go to further on, but it just kills you instantly if you try.
They put a death field under it for no reason. Well, for a reason that they want you to go around, but it makes no sense, because you can easily... Whoops, I picked up the wrong gun. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna use it, just because that...
As we'll find out soon, a lot of the windows in the game are actually just one way.
Yeah, which is strange.
Really annoying.
I don't know who decided that was a good idea, but someone did. It makes no sense in the physics engine either, but it doesn't hurt too much, at least. So this very eventful running level is soon over, and we can move on to the level called Alice Wade. I think that's the level called. I'm gonna call it that either way. And this is a lot of running too. So this is a great time for donate. Oh wait. Anyways, so interval 07.
Well, the really bad thing about this section in any percent is if you don't save when you go to do the out of bounds, if you mess up, you have to start the entire level over again, and it eats up a lot of time.
Yeah, for the first half of this level, we hit no checkpoints, and there actually are no checkpoints until we do the out of bounds. And if you forget to save, which I hopefully won't, then you have to do this entire boring section again, and it's really frustrating and really annoying. So whatever you do, don't die to the elevator. But I think everybody has at one point at least died to the elevator. I know I have.
I think at this point everyone has.
Yeah, it's just so unavoidable sometimes when you do this a lot.
It's a mistake you only make once, then you realize,
Yeah,
hey, I shouldn't do that again.
because you really want to cut corners, but cutting that corner kills you. Also, I'm gonna break the urns. Break the urn. Oh my god. Yeah. So now we're gonna locate Tolerant Wade. We have no idea who he is or what he does, but we're gonna locate his office for some reason. Oh right, we're gonna pick up Alice. Oh god, Alice, I hate you so much. She's the B word. I don't want to actually say it, but she's the B word. Also, this is the coffee ladder. I drink coffee at it. It's very eventful and exciting. But yeah, also more Alma. Pretty cute. So here's the outer bounds we talked about. Getting out of bounds is not that hard. It's actually really simple. But getting back in bounds again is the real problem. And the reason is because we're gonna need some extra height. We climbed up the entire elevator shaft, but we still need more height because this is an extremely vertical level, and the ending is up there somewhere. So we're gonna need some more height after that. But first, we need to rescue Alice Wade, and to get inbounds, because we don't want to hit too many triggers, because there's a forced fighting section again. Thankfully, we only have to kill like 5 people, but there's a forced fighting section, and we kind of don't want to trigger too many enemy spawns.
And we should probably mention it, but there is actually a very small chance that this will soft lock.
Yep.
Alice Wade will just run off, or she just will decide not to do anything at all.
Or apparently she can stop mid-animation too. That's something.
She can actually soft lock and then get back out of it on her own, which is
Even
very
more.
odd. It's happened one time in the past.
So I walk into that corner to hit a very specific trigger, which trigger 5 of the enemies I needed plus Alice Wade, and no other enemies, because this area is supposed to be crawling with enemies. This is probably one of the biggest fights in the game. Under pressure playthrough. So here's Alice Wade. She sits here, being a dumb woman who costs a lot of time.
She's also not wearing any shoes and
Yeah.
walks on broken glass repeatedly.
Let's see, there's one guy left. There we go. So
And
while
if
she...
Swartt will check that booty at some point, you'll notice something else.
Yeah, I'm gonna check all of the things very soon, but first I'm gonna pick up some supplies. Because they're in talking mode, which means that we're just waiting for them to finish their conversation. Also, she doesn't like to go in the helicopter, and I can't blame her at all. It's very fun that she actually knows that you shouldn't go in elevators, or in helicopters in this game.
Yeah,
So I still have the airwalk right now, so while it's saving my checkpoint, I'm gonna do a quick load, which gets rid of my airwalk. So I can jump again, because we're gonna do some hardcore parkour. And yeah, she has daddy issues. She wants to find her dad, so she's gonna cost us even more time, and it's not very nice. But I have some good news actually. I found a new fin I'm gonna do later, or soon rather. Also, this is the spooky skeleton gun. It turns people into skeletons. Well, Thunder, did you know that there's a skeleton inside you?
I did not know that.
Oh my god.
So spooked.
Yeah, it's so spooky.
I won't be able to sleep tonight.
Yeah, I know the feeling. She didn't do the hardcore parkour. Normally she jumps over one of the railings and does like a little parkour move. Okay, so...
It's actually possible to get Alice Wade outside the elevator when it's going up
Yeah.
by using a grenade.
Which I'm gonna do now.
You don't mess around, do you?
And there we go. So, there's Alice. She's supposed to be right here. She is not. She's out there, so... we don't have to ride with Alice down, which is nice. So we still get her sound clips, which is annoying. She's still talking.
Her hitbox is still actually in the corner. You can't walk up in that section.
Yeah. So nothing seems weird here. Nope, nothing's weird. We just killed 2 guys and now we're just waiting. The only reason I picked up this particle rifle, I don't know what it is, it's like a beam rifle, is one, this section gets really boring because it's an R-scroller, so I just kill people with it. And the second point is there's gonna be a timed section later where I can kill 4 people to save myself some headache. And here's Alice, by the way.
Hurry!
She doesn't really know how to desk very well.
It may not be surprising, but you can also glitch out this elevator, and it won't fully go up a floor, and it'll get stuck
Yeah,
in between levels, and it's just bad.
it's a soft lock and it's amazing. Thankfully, it's never happened to me, so I'm pretty happy about that.
This sucks.
So, yeah. This is the last floor with enemies. And next floor we can actually continue the run, thankfully, after turning people into skeletons. It's pretty... I like this section because you can go take a toilet break.
What's going on? What happened
'Cause
to
you
the
don't-
power?
Also, this is the best line in
I'll
the game.
wait here.
She'll just wait there. Wow, amazing. But yeah, she teleports back into her normal position. She gets kidnapped by Alma. And you'd think we get rid of her now because she's kidnapped and gone, but no. Sadly we have to endure more of her talking. Which is a real shame, because she's really annoying. And normally these two guys are supposed to walk out that door, but they didn't. Which is not really a big deal, just very unusual. Okay, so you thought like, oh, she got kidnapped, now we don't have to deal with her. Surprise, surprise, here he is. Here she
There you
is.
are. How did we get
Well,
separated?
she just won't go away.
I remember
Yeah.
the power going
We
out
try to
in the
get rid of
tunnel.
her, and she's like never goes away.
I was arriving on the
She doesn't take the
tunnel
hint.
before it was on.
So while she's talking and being annoying, we're just gonna go back from where we came from, and maybe go back up. If I can do this. No, I have bad position.
This is crazy.
You can almost get out of bounds by walking backwards there, but they put up an invisible wall for some reason. Well, I know the reason, but it's pretty dumb. You should be able to go out of bounds and skip this area. There we go.
Alice Wade also still does not have any shoes on. Just
Yeah, I forgot
point
to
that
check
out.
that. She doesn't have any shoes on. And she has no booty. She's actually just flat chest. Like, I think it's 2 polygons.
At no point in time does she take shoes off of dead enemies to put on.
Yeah, exactly. Or pick up guns and defend herself for that reason either, but... I mean, I can't really fault her, but you know... You'd think that someone that annoying would pick up a gun and start shooting. So... There's a thing you can do in the upcoming section, which is a object boost. But it's really inconsistent and basically segment only. Right in this room right here, where she is. You can jump up to her actually with an object boost, but... And it saves time, it's an actual skip, but... It's very unpredictable. And you need to pick up a weapon we did not pick up, which is the rocket launcher. Also, for some reason we're Halo now, because we have the Sentinels from Halo. Except they shoot lasers, laser rifles instead of beams. I have no idea who decided this enemy was good. But someone really liked Halo, I guess. So this map is called Flight, which is a really good name for this map, because we're gonna do some flying actually, right about here. Because we found ourselves a ladder, finally. So now we can go out of bounds again. Which is pretty cool.
The current patch also does this skip, but it doesn't use the ladder to get out of bounds. You just airwalk over a railing,
Yeah.
which is slightly slower, but still kind of the same.
Yeah, basically the same thing. But, yeah. You can also, like I said, get to that earlier with an object boost, but I don't think anybody done it in a run so far. But it's pretty cool once you get it. So you can do a lot of like object boosting in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of tricks that are pretty much better left to being segmented only, because of
How dumb
how
they
much-
are.
how dumb they are and how long they take to get.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
You
and
need proper angles on boost that you can't get.
yeah, and the physics is actually very like if you do the same thing twice, you'll get the same result. Since we can do the object boost with the box, but for that section you need like basically a rocket launcher that fires 3 rockets. But the rockets are fired like randomly in a random like spread, so you're never gonna get the same thing twice with it. So it's really annoying.
The rocket launcher also is very likely to kill you.
Yeah, well, like I said, you are the biggest threat to yourself, so your rocket launcher mainly kills you instead of enemies. It's actually really bad. It's really bad for killing enemies, actually. Also, we can't really move, but we can still do the worm, so we're gonna do the worm. There's actually a lean mechanic in this game that's never gets used because nobody needs it, and it doesn't really work well, but it's pretty...
Yeah. There is one trick we could have used earlier to hit a button
Yeah.
quicker, but it's not easy to do.
Yeah. You could practice and get it pretty consistent, I think, but I'm lazy, so I'm not gonna do it. And it saves like 7 seconds at top. And you lose like a health pack and some armor, I think. But yeah, it's not a big deal. Here's more planks. Because who doesn't like shooting planks, right? The most formidable enemy. Also, jumping upstairs is quicker, I think. Because I keep doing it and it saves some time. But yeah, that's also a cool movement tech. But the coolest movement tech of all is holding W, in my case. The forward key. Best movement tech in the game. So coming up is our first encounter with the boss. And it's very scary, so I'm gonna throw a grenade at it. And then I'm actually not gonna do anything else, I'm just gonna avoid it, because you don't actually have to fight it. You don't actually have to fight any of the enemies, or at least everybody except like 5 enemies in 2 locations. The rest of them you can avoid. So here comes some hardcore parkour. You get to do some jumping on windows, and that went pretty well actually, so I'm happy.
Yeah, so that's actually a skip. It's not intended in any way, shape, or form.
I kind of wish it
saves
was,
time.
but it's not. I wish it was. But
It seems like it. But
yeah, it's really cool though. Oh, here's Alice again. We get to see her again because she's not been in here like enough. She thinks. She also has the best superpower in the game. She can turn herself into cardboard. It's very good, and I think that's the last we see of her. Also, here's Alma again. She's cute. So there's gonna come a lot of enemies towards me, and I'm just gonna face tank them because they do exactly 70 damage. Normally they do. I think they did 60 this time, but it's fine. So now we get to do one of the most combat heavy, for our part at least. We're not gonna do much combat, but it's gonna be an alleyway filled with enemies and a rocket launcher. And another property of the rocket launcher is it pushes you and you lose all your movement, basically. And that's not really very nice. Because what can happen is you can get shot by rockets and they stun you, basically. And they can, like, perma-stun you for a very long time, and that's not nice. So, to avoid getting perma-stunned and getting rocketed to hell, I'm going to use some of my bullet time, which I haven't explained yet, I guess. But what it does, it delays enemies' reaction mostly, and it allows us to dodge rockets like that.
It's basically literally cheating.
Yeah, it's basically literally cheating, without a question of a doubt. We use it for object boosting because it's required, otherwise the objects go too fast, since time doesn't slow down equally for everybody. But other than that, it's just literally cheating. But it's pretty cool. Yeah, but this game came out after Max Payne, you can tell, because every game after Max Payne had like bullet time in it, or slow-mo. It's pretty cool.
There's actually a pretty easy way to get out of bounds here, but you don't have a ladder to set up airwalk, so you're just stuck in the back corner of the map.
Let's see if I can get the swag truck jump. Yeah, we got the swag jump on the truck. It saves like 2 seconds. It's the most amazing skip in the game. Probably also the hardest skip in the game.
It's also very likely to kill you if you mess
Yes.
it up in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it's very likely to kill you. It's pretty cool. So we're actually gonna find a ladder soon, which is pretty cool. Because we've been in bounds for way too long, I think. Feels like we need to get out of bounds.
Way too long.
Yeah, I agree. Also, sloped surfaces or rounded surfaces are really weird, and you can get stuck on them for some reason. I don't know why. Like, the game just like sticks you to them for some reason. So if you jump on that round pipe there, you can actually get stuck in it, basically, or not in it, but on it. And now we're out of bounds, and there's a lot of invisible walls I don't want to hit, because then I have to crouch, and that takes time. Because you can
There's a lot of walls that trap you in an area, which is the same for like Alice Wade, but you can't crouch out of those.
Yeah, we can crouch out of these because we're like the ending trigger is so far down the map. You're gonna see it soon. It's gonna pop up, I hope. And there we go. It's at the bottom of the elevator shaft here, so you can crouch basically as much as you want, but that's slow. And it's faster just to fall down with a quick save, quick load.
This is also kind of where any percent and current patch differ a whole lot, because they get a weapon in current patch that
We
you
don't.
need for a certain skip.
Yeah. It's coming up is probably the hardest ladder clip in the game. It's a there's backup for it now because someone actually found it. I think Cherno did. But
Yeah, the great thing about Cherno is he can't actually do strats, so he finds a lot of backup strats, which makes it nice for us in case we ever mess up.
yeah, it's really nice. So let's see if I can do this. Have to do a 90-degree turn and not lose too much height, because every time I do crouch, I lose height to do an extended version of the skip. And if I lose too much height, then I can't get over this pass, and everything just goes to hell, and everything's very, very sad if you do.
For current patch, there's actually a really fun segmented trick to do here that
Yeah.
no one does, and it's really sad. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's very amazing. So I'm gonna take it very slow here, because if you go too fast, then the game crashes on you. So I'm just gonna wait, because I think it like doesn't load Chester properly, and it just crashes your game instantly. And you have to, like, it's a hard lock, and it's really annoying. So you have to slow down a bit, just to let that loading take place. Also, hopefully these guys won't disturb me. Sometimes they can be very naughty and like basically shoot you with a rocket launcher and like push you away, but they didn't actually fire a single shot, which is nice because I don't have to deal with them.
And a few levels ago, it mentioned like the any percent in current patch differing because they have a weapon early. Usually they go up and do the vault skip, which is really fun and precise to do, but since we need the weapon, we have to go use the ladder instead.
Yeah, and do go the back, go in through the backside. Oh god, my frame rate. Every time I go out of bounds, my frame rate drops to single digits, by the way. So if your stream starts to stutter and stuff, it's just to me too. Because my computer can't handle out of bounds. My computer's from the same year this game is, basically. That's why it looks like so bad. But yeah. If you have a better computer, that's not a big problem. And frame rate is very important in this game, like I said before. So coming up is something called the floppy boost, which is the most fun and probably hardest skip in the game. It's amazing. I love it. Maybe Blood can explain a bit better about it.
So it's like the box boost or getting out of bounds with Chester. You basically use an item that, if you have your settings turned down all the way, won't be spawned in. But you use that item and you hit it with a grenade, and then you jump on it a few times. It's quite fun to do, but having it at the end of the run is very annoying because it is one of the few tricks that will actually just stop your run entirely.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get a good setup here, so I'm taking my time. I hope that's good enough.
Also, this railing is very annoying to try to stand on. You never want to save on it because it'll just throw you off every time you load.
And I got it first try, nice.
Alright.
The setup was terrible. Woo, floppy boost. Floppy boost first try, woo. That's actually quite an achievement, because it's really finicky to get.
Yes.
That's why it took so much with my setup. You can do it faster, obviously. Also, cutscene is really boring. But
You
yeah,
can also use the floppy to boost to other parts of the map that are not useful.
yep, like I'm looking at right now. I actually managed to do it once. You basically do a floppy boost to like this rail, like ledge part on the other side of the map. And it's pretty cool, but it actually does like nothing for you. Also, this looks pretty painful, I think. Alma is not very nice. She's also very not clothed, so she's pretty naked.
Just a friendly reminder that Alma is your mother.
Yeah, Alma's your mother. And she's very hot. I mean, she's very scary.
Very kawaii.
She's very kawaii desune and stuff like that. But it's fine. She's also very nice in the second in the sequel. She's a very nice girl. She kind of rapes you in a very uncomfortable scene. Also, scary ghosts in hell. I don't know why we're here, but we're in hell with scary ghosts. It's a pretty decent setting. I don't know if we've seen it before. We're supposed to visit that place earlier, but this is the first time we see it, I think.
Yeah, there's quite a few sections like this in the game that we just skip over.
Yeah.
I think current patch has a few more.
Yeah, I think so. Also, here's another corner climb on a bigger corner. Oops, failed it once. It's very easy to do and it's very easy to fail. I'm too much to.
It used to be a pretty run-ending, run-killing trick.
This
but
used to be a salt mine. Everybody was salty at this trick usually.
this is the last real trick you have to do in the game, and you
Yeah.
can just lose a run on it very quickly. But luckily, I found that if you use this certain wall instead of another one that Swartt found, it's much
Yeah.
easier.
I was really, really thankful that someone actually found a good way to do that, because it's easier if you do the way I found in current patch, because the physics change for some reason.
It's very strange.
Yeah, they patched a lot of strange things in this game. But yeah, Blood Thunder thankfully found a better setup.
They didn't necessarily patch anything, they just kind of rearranged coding that
Yeah.
altered stuff in a different way.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
still just as broken, but
slightly differently broken. So yeah, that's we're on towards the last level of the game. Unfortunately, I wish that this run could last forever. Just kidding, I don't. But it's pretty sad. I actually have to finish this run too. But so far it's been actually pretty good, this run. I'm
there
pretty
is
happy.
one more little skip that you can go for. It saves a couple seconds.
Yep, we're gonna do the, what do I call it? Ladder box? Box ladder? Something like that. I call it something like that. It's a slight trick that saves you some time. Also, you can, I'm gonna get slow mode here. There's some force slow-mo here. But if I kill these enemies fast, I'm gonna get back my normal walking speed. So I throw some grenades and hope that they all died. And I can get out of slow-mo.
Yeah,
That's
you
it.
either get out of slow-mo by waiting a certain amount of time or killing all the enemies. So by using grenades, we just end it faster.
I got a perfect ladder box too. It landed short side up, or long side up, I should say.
Based on the explosion, it can just fly off and you can't ever use it.
Yeah, it's like pure random. We're here. Coming up is a point where the game can soft lock. It ended my to date best run ever made, and that right here. Because you're supposed to do is kill a bunch of enemies, and then like the trigger for the next section is that you kill all the enemies. But if one of them despawns without you killing them, the game soft locks, and that happened to me. And it's happened to me quite a few times. But I found out why that happened, so it doesn't happen anymore. But it's quite annoying to lose a run to the soft lock right here. Basically, what happens is they clip into one of the pillars, and then they go out of bounds, I think. Or despawns, and you can't kill them. But this is like a horde mode or turret section kind of stuff. I don't know why they added this, but it's supposed to be the final fight, I think.
The ghosts do about 10 damage if they hit you, so even if you tank most of these hits, you're pretty well off as long as you use health packs.
Um,
They don't come near fast enough to be a real threat.
yeah, and like I said, the best way to handle ghosts are to tank them. Also, we're in the hospital again. Also, Alma wants to give us hugs. We're not gonna let her give us hugs. There's a thing you can do here when you walk around her, but I'm not gonna do it because it can kill you. So rather just wait and lose like 2-4 seconds.
Yeah, if you try to go around her, you can save the 2 or 4 seconds, but
Yeah.
if you try to go around her and you die, which is very likely, you waste
A
20,
lot.
30 seconds.
So this game isn't broken enough, so I'm gonna break it even more. I'm gonna break Alma's AI. She's supposed to move towards you here, but she kind of just stands there when we shoot her in the head 8 times. It's a pretty cool section. Because I found out like last week, if you stand in this corner, she doesn't activate her AI. Also, she wants her baby back. I don't know why, but she's kind of obsessed with it. Also, this game is not broken enough, so I'm gonna break this cutscene too, very soon.
You will be a god among men.
And it's not really hard to do. You basically just spam space.
Take her back to the vault.
No. And we broke the cutscene, and she's very scary because she doesn't have like, she only has a torso and a head. and very scary stuff right here. So spoopy. And
The scariest of all things.
yeah, broken cutscenes. Oh my god. So what I did was just regain my player control during the cutscene, and I'm able to move around. Also, this you can fall through the floor in this elevator too. Also killed me once, not during a good run, but it did. And we're coming up towards the end of this run right now, and things do not end well. Let me just put it that. Also, if you're ever facing an atomic bomb and there's a shockwave, you can actually just slide kick through it, because your slide kicks are actually stronger than atomic bombs, which is pretty cool. So you can just
You can
keep
take
sliding.
that one to the bank.
Yep. This ending really blew me away the first time I saw it, actually. Very good ending.
It still blows me away.
Yeah. It's really good. So now we're just waiting for the level to end. And time is coming up, so be ready on time. It's basically when the next loading screen is done.
Yeah, we'll have to sit through another cutscene, but our last input is actually just going into the level.
Yeah, exactly. So time. And I'm just gonna see if I can kill myself on the epilogue, because that's just something I do normally. Ah, I